friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is officially the grand finale of my 2025 makeup collection and declutter series. We are ending it on my personal favorite eyeshadow palettes. This was so much fun. I was a little intimidated to film this one because I was fearful that I was just gonna want to keep everything because I love eyeshadow so much, but I feel like I did a really good job when I filmed that portion last week of really going through and figuring out what I'm more likely to continue using, what things I think would be better off just giving to a friend, stuff like that. We're gonna get into it. This is probably gonna be a bit of a long video, so definitely get yourself settled, grab yourself a snack, all that good stuff. And if you haven't yet, all of the other aspects of my makeup collection have already been posted for this year, so you can go check out those videos if you want. And if all plans go accordingly, I'm pretty sure I'm posting this video on December 1st, so I can't believe we're in the last month of the year. I have so many plans to post so many videos throughout this month. Actually, if you hang out on this channel and on my separate vlog channel, between both, I'm going to be posting a video, if all goes according to plan, every single day leading up to Christmas. So lots of fun things in the works. I'm very excited and I'm ready to spend some time with you. I'm pumped. But before we get into this big eyeshadow collection and declutter video, I did of course film this look. It should already be on my channel by the time this video goes up. It's from a recent 4 looks with 4 palettes. And as far as my accessory details today, I have this necklace from Suki Blade, this ring I got at a random boutique in New York years ago, and this ring I got at a random gem mining place last year. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the eyeshadow collection and declutter. All right, it has come to this. We are officially at the grand finale of the makeup collection and declutter series. This time I am focusing on my eyeshadow palettes, and this is always the most tough one for me because I always feel just so sentimental toward my palettes. There's definitely some that I know I'm gonna get rid of, but I love them. I love eyeshadow. It's my favorite part of makeup, but it definitely needs to be condensed down. I have 330 palettes here to talk about, which is actually wild. I remember when there was a time where I used to not let it exceed 100. Since then, I've discovered many a brand that I just absolutely love and adore, and they come out with really cool things. So I've accumulated many palettes, and it's time to bring this down a good bit. I don't really have a goal in mind. I just want to do the best I can. A good rule of thumb I'm gonna kind of go with is if it's something new that I tried this year that I just don't see myself wanting to reach for again, I should probably declutter it and give it to a friend. And if it's an old palette and I haven't used it within the last year or two at all, it definitely needs to be decluttered. But anyway, just a couple housekeeping things before we get started. Number one, please don't get offended if I declutter your favorite palette. I'm so happy it's your favorite. It's just not mine for whatever reason. Number two, please don't ask me to send you anything. I feel weird and icky giving used makeup to people I don't know. I give dibs to my close friends and family. I donate what I'm able to, and I toss and recycle the things that are just past their point of no return. And finally, please don't feel pressured to declutter your collection if that's not what's right for you. It's just what's right for me. And we're just gonna get into it. My goal is to not be here for 5,000 hours, but since we have 330 palettes to talk about, we'll see how that goes. Also, I am pre-filming this video literally only like a week and a half early. I tried to bring it as close to the upload date as possible, but this was the best day I had to film it. But a lot can happen in a week and a half. If I acquire a palette or two in that time that gets sent my way and I don't talk about it, it wasn't anything personal. I just did not have it at the moment that I'm filming this. But anyway, let's just get started. We're just gonna start with Glamatrix. I don't have a rhyme or reason in the order that I'm going. I'm just grabbing things off my shelves and we're going from there. I love Glamatrix's formulas. I think they come out with really cool stuff, really cool color stories, just beautiful formulas. I love this brand, but I know there's definitely a couple that I don't need to keep. We're just gonna run through these. This is the Timeless Tones. This one's very, very just like soft, kind of cool toned, neutrally vibes. Very, very beautiful. I do quite enjoy this palette, but it is really reminiscent, in my opinion, to the Blend Bunny Longing palette, and I know in my heart of hearts that I don't need both, so I'm gonna give this one to a friend. The Nearly Natural palette is so, so pretty, and it's honestly, in my opinion, kind of like the sister to the Barely Basic. Let me try to open them up together. Like, they're not the exact same, but they definitely have things in common, and because of that reason, I don't think I need to keep both. The question is, which one do I want to keep? Part of me wants to go with the Barely Basic just because this is such a special one. I love all the iridescence on the top row and the darker shimmers on the second row and then all those gradient of mattes. But I do like this Nearly Natural. That black shimmer is so pretty. I think I'm going to keep the Barely Basic. That's my decision. The Pretty in Pastels is such a good pastel palette, but I just feel like my favorite pastel palettes ever are the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet or the Pastel Garden from Bella Beauté Bar. And not to say I can't have more than those two palettes, but since I am trying to condense this down, I think those are just the ones I'm more likely to reach for in the future. So I'm gonna give this one to a friend. And again, those are beautiful formulas, absolutely fantastic palettes, but I literally need to condense this, so that's where we're at. This is the Bonfire palette. So pretty. I love this one. I've reached for it multiple times. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, by the way, as a side note, I have done looks with every single palette that you are going to see in this video. In a lot of cases, multiple looks. You can just search my channel, just search battybean, enter the name of palettes, and anything I've done with it will pop up. But yeah, I love the Bonfire. I think it is gorgeous. This is the Crown Legacy. This is a newer palette. This is actually a collab between the brand and Monolith, which is like an online retailer for European customers. And I do think this is really pretty. I like all the jewel tones. I like all the shimmers. I think it's gorgeous, and I think this is one I want to keep as well. The Rich Romantic is gorgeous. I love the kind of like purple, corally, pinky sort of color story. I love these warm, like mustardy browns. I think this one's really special. I like this one a lot. The Grounded palette. This started out as an April Fool's joke. They posted the picture of this palette on April Fool's Day and called it the Tones of Turd. It wasn't a real palette, but the internet lost their minds and wanted it to be a real thing, so they made it a real thing. But they also made the grounded version for those like myself who aren't like the biggest fan of potty humor, and I just love this. I love the murkiness. It's so beautiful. I love this palette. And last are these three little mini palettes, which I am going to give to a friend. We have the Elevated Eyes, which is a monochromatic blue. This one is the Entrancing Eyes, which is kind of like a berry toned one, and then the Exquisite Eyes, which is a green toned one. And again, very beautiful, great formulas, but I'm just not really one to reach for like mini monochromatic palettes. But I do think I want to give these to a friend. They're really pretty. They're very luxurious, and I think one of my friends would really enjoy them. Let's move on to my Give Me Glow palettes. I have these 4 left over my years of having Give Me Glows palettes, but this one is the Vintage Rose. This is just such a classic, and I have felt compelled over the years to reach for it. The sister to the Vintage Rose is the Vivid Rose. This one's more like vibrant in your face, very beautiful, rich, saturated metallics, beautiful blendable mattes. The Christmas Morning is such a cutie special one, but this is one, believe it or not, that I think I'm finally gonna let go of. As you can see, it's kind of fallen apart. It's been kind of fallen apart for years. It's getting very old, and I have a lot of Christmassy palettes in my collection at this point that this one, while it's so nostalgic to me and so classic, I just have other ones that I frankly reach for more. So I think it's time to let this one go. And last is the Haunted Pumpkin palette, kind of like a teal, orange, brown sort of color story. I actually did play with this one over like spooky season, if I'm remembering correctly. I think that was this year. I do so many looks. I film anywhere between like 6 to 9 looks a week. Just depends on the week. So sometimes it gets blurred together on when I played with something, but I did play with this one, if my memory serves me correctly, fairly recently. And it is still really, really pretty, but I don't know. I feel like I can let this one go too. I don't think this one's a need in my collection anymore. But these two, you can pry these out of my cold dead hands. Artitude Cosmetics. Artitude is such a special brand to me. I finally got around to trying them at the end of last year, and I'm head over heels in love. I'm 99% sure I'm keeping all of these. I just think their formulas are so good. Their themes are amazing. This one's the Arcana. So soft, so pretty, delicious, beautiful shimmers. This one's the Abscission. Just like grungy fall. I love the Metamorph. The rich like blues, teals, purples. These are just beautiful palettes. Beautiful, beautiful palettes. This one's the Ink and Roses. This one I always just think of like, I don't know, it's like parchment. Writing with a ink and a quill pen. It's so, so pretty. The Urban Neutrals and the Vintage Neutrals are what I first ever bought from them. And it kind of just got me, you know, in a relationship with the brand. I love them, but this is so pretty. It's such an interesting, unique color story. I feel like to this day, like I don't think I have anything quite like this color story. It's really unique and special. And same with the Vintage Neutrals. This one's just such a fun color story. This is like such a just poppy, fun, springy palette in my mind. It's giving like kind of retro. It's so cute. And their most recent one that I'm in love with, I think this might be my favorite one they've ever done, is the Submerged. I love like a jewel toned, like blue, teal, purple sort of color story. You will see that sort of theme come up again I'm just a sucker for it. I love it so much. So yeah, all of these are staying with me. Next up, we have Simply Posh. First is the Gingerbread Bakery. This one's kind of like a half gingerbready neutrals tone, half pastels, beautiful shimmers. Simply Posh has really lovely formulas. They blend so nicely. They're so pretty. This one's the Black Cherry, kind of like a monochromatic rosy sort of palette with the beautiful wet looking shimmers. Oh, the Snow Angel. I love this one. I think this might be my favorite they've ever done. Actually, I take that back. I think this is my second favorite they've ever done. I'll get to my favorite in a moment, but I love these wintry tones. I love the depth on the bottom, the lightness on the top. Their palettes are just so aesthetically pleasing. This is the Cozy Cabin Holiday Edition, and it is so pretty, just like, classic wintry Christmassy. I love this one. And this one's my favorite, the Aurora Lights. Oh, I just love these colors. Blue, purple, pink, green. Oh, it's just so good. So good. I feel like the ones that I'm gonna keep are these three, my favorites. The Aurora Lights, the Cozy Cabin, and the Snow Angel. The Black Cherry and the Gingerbread Bakery are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think I need to keep these ones. I don't know how compelled I'll be to reach for these again. Whoops, I missed one in the stack. This is the Coastal palette. This one, it's so pretty. This one's like such a fun take on like a beachy theme. I feel like it's really reflective of like the seashells and the sand, all the different colors. It's not just like your basic sandy browns with a pop of blue. This one's really pretty. I want to keep this one as well. I think this one's pretty special. My Adept Cosmetics palettes, I'm pretty sure I'm keeping all of these as well. These are just such beautiful formulas. This one's the Heather Austin palette collab. So pretty. Adept shimmers are just on another level. They are so shifty and pretty. The Amy Loves palette, I love these cool tones so much. I've actually taken these palettes traveling with me multiple times because when I travel, like I'll do bold dramatic looks like I typically do on my channel. Like I don't really have an everyday makeup. I just do whatever I want to do. But usually when I travel, I do opt for something easier. And my go-to for that is like just throw a really pretty shifty shadow on my lids. So the Adept palettes really come in handy for that. This one's the Cyborg Choir. Oh my gosh, you can see all those holochromes and those shimmers. Oh, beautiful. The Unity is so good. Just like beautiful. Like to me, this is almost like summer turning into fall sort of vibes. It's so pretty. And the Flying Fiddles, I love this one. It's kind of like earthy, spicy neutrals. It's so beautiful. And last is the Emo Adepts, kind of like muted sort of tones. It's really pretty. Yeah, I want to keep all of these. These ones are just, they're so fun. They're so special. I just realized I've already miscounted. It's 331 palettes I have, not 330. I'd forgotten that I ostracized this palette. Because this is my least favorite one I've tried this year. But these are my Jolie Beauty palettes. I'm pretty sure the only ones I'm decluttering are these festive alt ones, just because, I don't know, they're less inspiring to me than the big ones, which is unusual for me. Typically, I prefer a smaller palette, but something about the way they do their larger palettes just makes me happy. But the Cyberpunk in particular was pretty abysmal, if I'm being honest. Just really poor neons, very diluted in color, not great. Did not like this one. The Hellish isn't bad, but as you'll see in a moment, the Tainted palette, it's kind of these vibes, but just better in my opinion. So yeah, I'm just not as into these ones. I also didn't like that all four of these had a black. Like they all came from the same collection. I feel like that's way too repetitive. This actually is a really pretty smoky palette. I feel like it was done really well, but I definitely have these colors throughout my collection. I don't like this one enough to keep it. And the Distortion is a really pretty neutral palette, but if you know me at all, I'm not the biggest neutrals person, so I try to be picky about which neutral palettes I keep. The quality is nice in these, except for that neon one. I'm not as into these small ones. The large ones, though, are delicious. This one's the Spellbound. Like, come on. These colors are so good. The shimmers are incredible. Oh, I just love it. This one is the Till Death palette. Such a moody, like alternative romantic sort of palette. Beautiful. Tainted, this is the one that the Hellish reminds me of, but it's just kind of the better version. I love a red purple color story. This one makes me really happy. And last is the Ozzy Osbourne palette. This is kind of like a half neutral, half sunset vibes, and I've been honestly so blown away every time I've used this one. The shimmers are just so pretty and the mattes are so blendable. I love this. All right, I have a million Odin's Eye palettes. I am probably keeping a lot of these, but there are definitely some that I know I don't need to keep. Well, I know I want to keep my Soul Mane and Soul Mane 2 palettes. Very pretty, just rich, saturated color. I love the kind of celestial vibes these ones have. This one's a little bit more rainbowy. So pretty. I think I can let go of these Saga of Freya palettes. I really like these. Like, I love that they look like books. This one's kind of a dual-sided palette. There's this half on this side and then this half on this side. The Cat's Breath. I love this sort of a color story. I love a teal orange, and then the Amber Tears. I really don't ever feel compelled to reach for these palettes. They're very old at this point. I feel like they're quality. I mean, this quality isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like they've gotten better over the years, so I don't need to keep these ones. Ooh, the Stone and Rock and Jewels and Gems. This is such a great duo. I love these. I think they are absolutely fantastic. They've come out with some really cool palettes over the years. They've come out with a million palettes over the years. Oh, we have all of the collab palettes from the original legendary Diversa with Annette, Judy, and the Fancy Face. These are really cool palettes, but I don't know if I need all of them anymore. I think the Giant Wolves one is a keep because this is my favorite one. It's so pretty. I love those colors. And honestly, the Red Dragon stands out to me a lot. I think these colors are just so beautiful, very autumnal and grungy. I don't know if I need to keep the Hummingbird. It's just kind of like a Brights palette. It's a really well done Brights palette, but I just haven't really felt compelled to reach for this one. I think I like Tina's Earthwood palette more. I like these muted colors. I think it's really pretty. But I also don't know if I need to keep this one either. I just haven't really felt compelled to reach for these. Same with like the Spring Dragon. I just have other pastel palettes I like a bit more. And same with the Mighty Monster palette. I think this one's really cute, but again, I just really haven't felt compelled to reach for it. I think the Red Dragon and the Giant Wolves are the ones I want to stick with. These collab palettes, obviously I have a bias toward because I got to be a part of this collaboration. This was me, Lauren May Beauty, and Makeup Just for Fun. I feel like I have to keep all of these for especially sentimental reasons. I mean, I love my palette, my Planet Spirit palette. This was like my opportunity to do something just super loud and super bright and splashy. I love these colors. Lauren's palette, the Sea Talk palette, is so cutesy, very like oceany. I still really like this one too. I love the deep blues and all the special shimmers. And Amanda's Flora Story palette is just so cute, very like soft garden. Oh, I love these. Those three I'm definitely keeping. I obviously hold a lot of like sentiment toward those. Next are these two larger palettes. This is their most recent one, the Ice Crystal. It's kind of like, I don't know, to me it's like when rainbow colors are reflecting through crystallized things. And then this is the Eternal Twilight palette, kind of like a half like warm, half cool, half light, half shadow sort of color story. While these are bulkier than I would prefer, I do think these color stories are quite fun, and I kind of want to keep these ones around too. And then all of the big square palettes. These ones are a lot of fun. I think I'm keeping all of these too. I really like these like 16 pan ones that they do. Well, they did this seasons theme earlier this year, and I think they're a lot of fun. This one's the Autumn Alva. And then we have the Summer. This one's my favorite. This is one of my favorites they've done, actually. I love just all these different blue tones and then those pops of warmth. It's so pretty. The Winter Alva is gorgeous. These are like exactly the tones I crave in winter when it's not like Christmas time. I just think that's so beautiful. And then the Spring Alva, very like florally fun, very cute. We have some more collab palettes. This is the Love Language from Morgan Turner. I love the soft pink-purple combo. I think that's so cute. We have Angelica's 3 Hella palettes. This is the original Hella, such an iconic one. The greens, the pinks, ah, beautiful. And then her Halloween collabs. The Little Ghost is so fun. I just love how poppy these colors are. It's so punchy. And then the Trick or Treat is a little bit more of like traditional, like autumnal, Halloween-y sort of colors. It's very pretty. I love this like dark green shimmer in the bottom. It's beautiful. And last are the Christmassy palettes. They've done like duo Christmas palettes for the last few years. They didn't do it this year. They did the Ice Crystal palette this year. But in years past, they've done like two of these like Christmassy palettes, and I do love the artwork on these. I think they're so pretty. This one's the Merry Christmas palette, just very classic, very jolly. I love a holiday themed palette. Same one they did that first year was the Christmas Eve palette, and this is one of my top favorites in my whole collection from them. It's so pretty. I love this wintry color story. It's so good. I forget which ones came the year after that. I'm pretty sure Silvery Bliss was last year. Maybe it was Silvery Bliss and Rosy Jingle. And the year before was Snow Dream and Hey Reindeer. I don't remember exactly the order that they came out, but this one's the Hey Reindeer. This one's very like cutesy, kind of muted tones. And then the Snow Dream, I call my Christmas cookie palette. It's like those classic Christmas colors with some neutrals in there. Like it's very much giving like cookies and decorations. It's so cute. The Rosy Jingle very much to me gives like Anthropology Christmas, Pink Miss, like when people crave more of like the pastel-y, colorful Christmas, that's what this looks like to me. I love this like marbled shade up here. It's so cool. And Silvery Bliss is so special to me. I love this one. This is one of my favorite Christmas ones they've done. I love just the, I don't know, the reds and the muted warm tones. It's giving like sitting in a cozy cabin next to a fire wearing flannel pajamas. It's just, oh, it's so cute. I love these Christmassy palettes. Oh man, Blend Bunny. I'm keeping probably the majority of these, but I do think I can let some of them go. This is the Trove Quad. It's like 4 multi-chromes and they're so, so pretty. Really, really pretty. But I think I'm better off giving this one to a friend just because I don't really reach for this by itself. This was back before they did magnetic pans, so I can't just pluck these out and put them in a different palette or do like a BYOP. So this just kind of sits on my shelf left unused, and I'd rather give it to a friend. This is the efflorescence between May Pang and Blend Bunny. It's really pretty iridescence. It's hard to see iridescence like in video form, but you can kind of see the shifts when I turn the palette different ways. Really, really pretty, but if I'm being honest with myself, I have iridescence in my collection already. The Diverune Dewdrops palettes come to mind first, or even the highlighter palette that I have from Blend Bunny comes to mind as well. So I don't think I need to keep this one. It's beautiful. This is newer in my collection, but I think I'm better off giving this one to a friend. Oh, the Lynn's Makeup Looks palette. This is so cute. This was such a cool theme too, because Glisten Cosmetics was also part of this collaboration. So there's like another half that's all like wet liners that go with it. And it's so fun and so colorful and so Lynn's. I really enjoy Lynn's Makeup Looks. Her content is so fun. But I'll be honest, I just haven't really been reaching for this one. I just have other palettes I reach for first. And because this is only about a year old, I definitely would rather like try to give this one to a friend who will love and use it more than I will. I think it's beautiful. I just have so much makeup to play with that this one isn't on the forefront of my mind. The Plastic palette. This was like, honestly, one of their first like smaller palettes, because usually they do these larger palettes that are back here. And I do love that it was such a concise theme. It was something more small and curated. Unfortunately, it just wasn't my perfect color story. I'm just not really one to reach for like a half neutral with pops of pink sort of vibe. So this is another one I want to give to a friend. This is part of the Ellis Atlantis Volume 2 collab. This is the Garden of Stars palette, and this is just stunning. Just absolutely beautiful, striking shimmers. This palette is magnetic, so I can pluck these out. This is like probably one of the ultimate all shimmer palettes. I do have some all shimmer palettes, and as you're gonna see, I don't really hang on to very many, but this one's really special to me. This one I definitely want to keep. And honestly, I think everything else is being kept. I think everything else I am very fond of. This is the All Done Up, such a classic one, kind of spicy neutrals, beautiful shimmers. Blend Bunny just has amazing formulas. Their mattes are some of the like most top tier best mattes out there. They're so blendable and brilliant to work with. And their shimmers, I swear, have just gotten better over time. This is the Rotten palette in collaboration with May Pang, and it was kind of themed around like rot and decay and all that gross stuff, mold and things. And I just think this is so cool and unique. This one is the Little Miss She Never Misses by Donnie Darkowitz. This one's so fun. I love how punchy it is. I love like the blue, purple, green, like reddish orange combo. It's such a good combo. Such beautiful shimmers all through the middle. Oh, I love this one. This one's the Divination between Blend Bunny and Robert Welsh. Look at that like crystal ball in the middle. Oh, I love it. I love any kind of like witchy, spooky launch. It just makes me so happy. Again, the blue, green, purple. I just love this. I love this so much. It's so, so pretty. Let's see. Let's do the original Ellis Atlantis palette. There's eyeshadow everywhere. This was Blend Bunny's first collab ever, and this is a literal table. It is absolutely ginormous, but it is probably like the most ultimate rainbow palette there is. It's just so pretty. I love the shimmers down the middle. I love all the different undertones. It's such a good rainbow palette. It's ginormous, but it was done perfectly. I love these 24 pan ones. I think this size is my favorite that they do. The Lure palette is one of my favorites. One of my tops. It's so pretty. Again, I love like an oceany theme. It's so good. The Longing is also a top favorite. This is the one that to me was reminiscent of that Glamatrix one from earlier. It's so pretty. It's so muted. I love these soft tones so incredibly much. This one's so special to me. The Beauty Below, another one of my tops. This one came out earlier this year and I just love it with my entire soul. I love how deep it gets. It's so rich. The shimmers are incredible. Ooh, I love this, and the packaging is just everything. This one is the Ellis Volume 2 palette, and I love how it was just so completely opposite of Volume 1. It's just spicy neutrals. We have the grays, the warmth, the pinky mauve tones. It's not going to be one I reach for all the time, but I think it's so well done and such a classic staple. Oh, the Machina is one of my top favorites. They always discontinue my favorite ones. This one is so good. I just love the unique color combo. That like corally row next to the swampy greens. Oh, it's such a good combination. This one makes me really happy. Blend Bunny palettes just make me so happy, if you can't tell. The Sugar and Grunge, such a good one. They actually just re-released this under the new name, Sugar and Spite, which is so iconic. Beautiful. I love these tones. Oh, the Surge. This was the first palette I ever tried from them. I bought this palette, I fell in love, and it started my relationship with the brand. I adore this. I love the depth with the neons, with the shimmers. I want them to do a revamped version of this so bad with like their newer shimmer formula because I just think it would be unstoppable. I know she's mentioned having trouble like sourcing better neons and stuff like that because that's why they had to discontinue this in the first place, if I'm not mistaken. But man, this one's just such a classic. The Blends palette, this was their first palette ever. It is just like the rainbow palette. But that being said, mine's getting kind of old. Some of the shades are falling apart a little bit. I may have dropped her before. And because I have the Ellis palette, like not to say they're the same because they definitely have different undertones, but I really don't need both personally. So I'm gonna keep the Ellis one and declutter the blends. The Sickly Sweet, this is one of my top favorite pastel palettes. It's just so good. I love that there's the depth mixed with the pastels, mixed with the shimmers. It's just such a good combination. Oh, the Dollhouse is such a classic one. This was one of their early days palettes as well. And this one's still just so special to me. I love these different undertones. I've taken this one traveling with me. This one's definitely taken a beating over the years. And I still just really adore this one. Oh, the Primal. This was meant to kind of fill in the gaps for the Blends palette. And honestly, I've always kind of favored this one over the blends. I just think the undertones are so good. And honestly, I feel like I can see more distinct differences with this one in the Ellis palette versus the Blends palette. This is one I definitely still want to hang on to. I think she's really special. Oh man, Bella Beauty Bar, another one of my top favorite brands. And I'm pretty sure I'm keeping most of these as well. I love this brand so much. Honestly, I don't see myself decluttering any of these. I love them all. I love them all, but we'll see what happens. This one's the Dead Roses, kind of like an anti-Valentine's-y sort of theme, and I love like a Valentine's-y color story. Beautiful. This is the Coalescence. This was in collaboration with Nuper, and I just love this one. The color combination is so cool. I love all these different unique tones. The shimmers. Oh, Bella Beauty Bar just has such special shimmers. I love this one. The Ocean Jewel, one of my favorite releases for this year. I just think this is beautiful. I love the kind of pops of neon-ish at the bottom, how dark and deep it gets at the top, all these beautiful shimmers. Such a great one. The Unoriginal Nudes, this is probably one that I actually could pass along. Just because I know myself and I'm not like the biggest neutral person. I think this was a very well done neutral palette, but I really don't need to keep a million neutral palettes kicking around. And I have like some neutrals with Blend Bunny. I know when we get to Cosmic Beauty later down the road of this video, I have some of those I'm gonna be keeping. So this one I think I can let go of. It's beautiful, well done, but one of my friends will get more use out of it than me. The Smoky Glam, this is their kind of revamped, shrunken down version. Their original Smoky Glam was ginormous, and I personally love the smaller version. I just think it's so pretty. I love these berry tones It is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, the Poison Garden is such a special one. Oh, I love these grungy tones. It's all like spooky plants. It's so pretty. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. I get so excited talking about my favorite things. Dark Dreamscape is really, really pretty. I really enjoy these like different purples, the kind of bluey shades at the bottom, the pops of warmth. This shade in the middle, really special shimmer. I love that shift that's in there. Love that one. The Bejeweled palette. This is such a great jewel tone palette. Just very classic jewel tone shades. But I just feel like this is one that I haven't been reaching for as much. And as beautiful as it is, I feel like I just have so many jewel tones sprinkled throughout my collection that maybe this one I can retire as well. I think I can retire this one. The Secret Garden is so pretty. Just very pretty garden sort of vibes. I love the greens, the pinks. This is such a classic, iconic one. I feel like I'm always gravitating toward this one in the spring. It's so pretty. The Pastel Garden is the one I referenced earlier in this video as far as one of my favorite pastel palettes. It's a million shades. It's every pastel I could need. All these beautiful shimmers. This is definitely a keep. This is the Best Mattes palette. This was a dual collaboration between Ellie Starr and Brittany Huffman. And this is just all mattes. And what's special about this one is they made it magnetic so you can rearrange it however you want. And I personally have reached into this countless times when I'm making little BYOPs over on Instagram. So this one's honestly just like a necessity to me. I feel like it's just such a great one to have a bunch of mattes to pick from. If I didn't do BYOPs, this probably wouldn't be as much of a necessity, but since I do those on occasion on my Instagram, I like to have this accessible. Their 15 pans are my favorite. I don't see any of these leaving my collection. This is the Come Play With Us. This is their most recent launch, as of the moment that I'm filming this at least. Very like wintry vibes, but with the, you know, the shining horror twist. I love like a spooky winter palette. It's perfect. The Green Goddess is gorgeous. This is one of my favorites they've done. I love these soft greens, all the special shimmers. Everything is so reflective. Such a good color combo. The Ultraviolet. This is the purple palette. This was in collaboration with Deandra Nicole, and this is just truly the purple palette. Like, I can't see myself wanting another monochromatic purple palette ever again because this one's just too perfect. It has all the undertones, all the special shimmers. I love this one. The Strange and Unusual. This was one of my first palettes from them. This is actually their older matte formula too. This isn't magnetic like their newer palettes. At some point, I really do want to upgrade and get the newer version, but I mean, I still loved this palette even before they improved their quality, so I just haven't felt the need to replace it yet, but maybe one day. Until then, she will be kept. I love a Beetlejuice theme. The Recently De-Influenced was another spooky palette from a couple years back, and I love it. I love these kind of grungified classic Halloween tones. So pretty, and I think it's just such a funny theme too. The Vamp palette, I want to say this was last year's spooky season release. Just very classic vampy shades with the grays, the reds. So beautiful. The Basic Witch is my favorite. I love this palette with my entire soul. I love kind of this pink, purple, green, orange. It's kind of like classic Halloween colors, but with a little bit of a twist to it. To me, this one's always given like potions and witchy things. It's so pretty. This one's the Realm of Fairies. This was in collaboration with Sassy Fairy. This one came out last year. And it's just so pretty and wintry. I love this one. These colors are so good. Last, I just have these two little ones. I have the Morley Gray. This one came out earlier this year around Valentine's Day, and I love this. It's not typically what I gravitate toward, but I love it. I love the grays with the pops of soft pink. I adore the heart-shaped pans, and the shimmers are just beautiful, beautiful in this. Really enjoy this one. And the Molten Chromes. This is a little all shimmer companion palette, and I know earlier I mentioned that like all shimmer palettes aren't my go-to, but this one is one that I do really enjoy, and because it's like magnetic, I can pluck these out for little build your own palettes, which I have done. And I just think this one's such a cutie, such a cutie. Next up, I have some Unearthly ones. I really enjoy Unearthly's palettes. I think they come out with really cool themes and really cool concepts. This one's the Murky Meadow. Love this one. These like grungy greens and grungy neutrals. So pretty. I'm a sucker for like a greeny toned palette. The Shadowed Petal is honestly one that kind of didn't surprise me. Like, I thought it was pretty, but when I was actually playing with it, I was much more enthralled with it. I think it's really, really good. The Thinking of You is cute, but this one just honestly isn't my favorite from them. There's just something about it that I'm not super gravitating towards, so I think this is one I'd rather save and give to a friend. I love these little 18 pan palettes that they do. This one's the Gargoyle, and I love this one. I love the soft muted tones. It's very grungified, very, very pretty. I also love the Just a Taste palette, this Vampy palette. To me, it's almost like half holidays, half fall. Like this half over here is very like in your face fall Halloween-y. Then this half to me looks like very grungy Christmas. But either way, I love this color story. I think it's really fun. And Unearthly has done a great job over the years of really improving their quality. The Spring Magic is beautiful. I still think this is such a very standout, beautiful springtime palette. I love the bluey rainy colors, the greens and pinks. It's so pretty. Such beautiful shimmers as well. I have these smaller, chunkier ones. I have the Not Normal palette, and this for a long time was my favorite palette from them. But I honestly haven't been reaching for this one as much. I feel like when I want to play with Unearthly, I want to play with one of their other palettes that has more of the new and improved formula. And they have improved this palette. They've actually like made it a whole new palette. It's more like this size, if I'm not mistaken. And it has like some extension shades to it, and the quality looks just so, so beautiful. And not to say this one was bad, because it wasn't. But I don't know, I just gravitate more toward their newer formulas. So I think I am gonna give this one to a friend. And if I'm finding myself missing it at some point, I might buy myself the upgraded version. This is the Resurgence palette from Heather Austin. And this is her Resurgence collab with Unearthly. It's so pretty. I love these moody tones with the pops of bright. I think she did a great job with this. But if I'm going by my rule of have I played with it in the last few years? The answer is no, unfortunately. I just haven't gotten around to it. I have so much makeup I'm playing with at any given moment. Like I said, I film looks like 6 to 9 times a week. I film all the time. I play with makeup literally all the time. And sometimes things just kind of fall to the wayside. So I feel like I'd rather give this one to a friend so it can get some love. Then I have these longer palettes. I think this palette format might be my favorite that they do. This is the Fall Magic, very classic fall shades. So, so beautiful. The Sorcerer's Smoke is my favorite. I love this one, the grungy green vibes. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The Don't Be Jelly is a very cute one. Very like oceany theme. Again, we know I like that sort of a color story, but you know, if I'm gonna reach for an oceany palette, I'm probably more likely to reach for one of those Blend Bunny ones or the Bella Beauté bar one. There's been some other oceany ones, like the Artitude one. Like I just have other oceany palettes. This one's just not my go-to anymore. Ooh, the Dreamer. This one's really pretty. Kind of like soft pinky vibes. Actually, this is very reminiscent, now that I'm thinking about it, of the Odin's Eye Jewels and Gem, which I do prefer that palette. So I don't think I need to keep both. I don't think I need to keep both. And now there are some cases where I will keep palettes that have a similar theme, but in the effort of trying to condense, in some cases I don't need to keep both. Especially if I haven't played with it in a while, and that one in particular I just haven't. Same with the High Temp palette. I played with this when I got it, and I actually really appreciate that it's kind of like half fiery, half mauve-y, but I just haven't really felt compelled to reach for this one in a long time, so I think this is another one I can let go of. Continuing on, I have Gourmand Girls here. I really enjoy Gourmand Girls palettes, but I feel like, if I'm being honest with myself, my favorite ones are these long ones, and also the Calavera. This one's a really special one. There's something about the way they did these colors. They're so fun. The shimmers are so special. Really, really into this one. So I definitely want to keep her. And these three were done really well. Like we have the Peach Perfect from a couple years ago. I think it's a really well done peach palette. There's the Mocha Moment that came out earlier this year. And I do like this combo. It's very like muted, grungified, but I definitely have these colors throughout my collection. And then same with the Call of the Sirens. Like this is really pretty, but again, I have other oceany palettes that I just favor. So I think these three, while they are beautiful and great and so much fun, I think I'd be better off giving them to a friend. I think I'm keeping most, if not all of these little guys here. This is the Trapped palette, kind of like a fun planty one. I love the purples, the greens, all the different shimmers. So pretty. Ooh, the Bitten is one of my favorites they've done. This was earlier this year. I love these rich berry tones. Oh, and I love like a spooky theme, but it's also like a Valentine's-y theme. It's just so great. I have the 3 Doodles by the Bunny collabs. Doodles by the Bunny, I'm pretty sure does all of their artwork now at this point, but they've done specific collabs together as well. This was their original one, the Spooked. Such a classic Halloween palette. Just beautiful. I really enjoy Gourmand Girls formulas. I think they're just Oh, they're so much fun. This one is the Nightshade. This is another kind of spooky plant sort of vibe. I love the green, yellow, purple. So beautiful. And then this one is the Haunted palette. This one's kind of like the murky tones with the softer shades mixed in. This is a really fun one too. Just such a good trio. This one's the Nueva Vida. This one was in collaboration with Steph's Beauty Stash, and I think she did such a good job with it. I love these bright, punchy colors, but this one just isn't the first one I'm reaching for out of my Gourmand Girls palette, so I think I'd rather give this one to a friend. Ooh, the Nevermore. This one came out recently. I think this is my favorite one they've ever done. I just love this. I'm a big Wednesday fan. I love Addams Family. I love this color story. It's so grungified and dark and lovely, and oh, I just love it. Then we have these two wintry ones. This is the Frozen Kiss. This one came out last winter time, and it's so pretty. I love a soft wintry theme. I love that there's those grungy tones mixed in. Beautiful. And then the Silent Night came out a few Christmases ago. I couldn't tell you how many, but very just like classic wintry tones. I love the pops of gold in there for like, you know, like a candle or stars. Like it's so pretty. Very just classic wintry, very cute. Next, I have a bunch of Dede's signature ones, and this is another one where this is one of those brands where they've just continued to improve over time. I just love seeing how much better they're getting. The aesthetics of their palettes is improving. The quality is amazing, and they've just been killing it. They've been killing it. I definitely have some that I can let go of, though. I think I only want to keep my top favorites. Well, I definitely want to keep these. These were like older ones that they re-released last year, if I'm not mistaken. This one's Jingle Bell Ruby. Just such a fun holiday palette. To me, this has always given Grinch. I think it's so pretty. And then the classic Autumn. It's my Thanksgiving palette. I only think that because it's very like fall harvesty and there's all the food theme names, but very cute. My number one favorite of all time from them is the Fearless Holiday. I think this palette just killed it. It is so pretty. It was one of my top favorites for the year last year. I love this palette. This just was like such a turning point for them. I adore this. I'm so happy that they did this palette. Oh, I've also really enjoyed like these most recent ones. The Broken Jewels came out a little bit earlier this year, and it's just, oh my gosh, perfection. Definitely my second favorite that they've done. I love these tones. Oh, I think it's beautiful. And this one is fairly recent as well. This is the From the Roots palette, and I just think this is such a unique color story. I love the way these different tones play together. But you can just see just how pretty the like aesthetics and quality has gotten. It's so nice. These two I'm also really, really into. The Drops of Fantasy, I want to say came out, ooh, was this earlier this year or was this last year? It's so hard for me to keep track. I have it written down if it came out this year, but anyway, this is just, it's so bright, it's so punchy, it's so just luxe and fun, and the shimmers are beautiful. Stunning. And this is the Festive Elegance. They literally just came out with this one recently. Have you ever seen a more glamorous holiday palette? It just screams glam. It's so beautiful. I'm in love with this. I think this is so striking, so beautiful. I think all the other ones that I have here though, while they're still good quality, I think I can let them go. I think I just want to keep my top favorites. This is the Chromebook Volume 2. I think they did a great job. I like the addition of the mattes with this one, where it's like mostly shimmers and then those pops of mattes. Very beautiful, very well done, but it's just not something I'm gravitating towards, so I'm gonna let this one go. Same with these two little 9 pans. This one's the Shattered Romance. This one came out earlier this year. It's kind of like a, you know, like a broken heart Valentine's-y theme. Very pretty, but it just doesn't stand out to me the same way their other ones do. Ooh, the Golden Tides. I actually might keep this one. This one came out back in the summer. This is a collaboration with Miriam, and they did a great job with this. I think this is so punchy and so fun and just colorful and summery. I want to keep this one too. This one kind of got buried. I think I will let go of the Peacock collaboration. This was in collaboration with Makeup on Your Radar on Instagram. They did like 4 little peacocky themed ones. My broken iridescent one. This is the Effervescence. This one is the Elegance, kind of like a blue-green theme. This one is the Extravagance, sort of like a berry green blue. And the Eloquence. This one is like a, you know, blue, purple pink sort of color story. And these were really well done palettes. I think the quality was nice, but these I just have not given a second thought to this whole year. Honestly, I haven't felt compelled to reach for them. So I'd rather make some space on my shelf. All right, let's do Nomad next. I have approximately 5 million Nomad palettes, and I can definitely let some of these go. I have some major favorites from Nomad, but I've had some that just kind of sit around and don't really get grabbed as much. One of my top favorites is the Haunted Europe. Will forever be in love with her. I love this palette with my entire soul. Nomad has beautiful formulas. I find their mattes to be very buildable, very blendable. The shimmers are so pretty, and they do a variety of different shimmers. They have some that are more shifty multi-chrome. They have more that are just like straight up metallic. They have some that are more iridescent looking. So many different types. Ooh, the Chamonix Après-Ski. Love this one. Again, I love like a wintry theme. I think this one is so, so cute. Ooh, the Route 66 palette. I love this one. I like how earthy it is. I like that it's very like warm on one half, cool on the other. I do really vibe with this one. This one is one that I can let go of though. This is the Fairy Tale Europe, and it's not bad. The shimmers are stunning, but I am just not one to reach for like neutral mattes and then a pop of shimmer. I can totally understand this being somebody's go-to palette, but it's just not mine. Beautiful idea, just not my go-to. Oh, the Pacific Northwest. This one's newer and it is stunning. This is one of my favorites they've ever done. I just love these colors. I love the grungy greens, the soft blues, the pops of warmth. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Paradise Islands is so splashy and so fun and so colorful. And this one just feels nostalgic to me, but I really haven't reached for this in the last couple years. So I think it may be time to let this one go. I just truly have too many Nomad palettes. And if they're gonna launch more again next year, physically have to make room. This is the Monteverde Cloud Forest, and this one's also really special. This one I also haven't reached for in a long time, but I want to reach for it. I actually do try to reach for older makeup as often as I can. I do like Throwback Thursday videos I was originally aiming for every 2 to 3 weeks. Lately, it's been closer to every 4 weeks just because I've been so slammed with Halloween and holiday themed releases. But in theory, at least once, twice, even 3 times a month, I'm trying to reach for older stuff. So I'm gonna try to make this one a priority. Oh, the Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. This one came out last year and I love it. I fell in love. I'm such a sucker for green eyeshadow. I think this one is stunning. Definite keep. The Keys Beachy and Peachy. I live in Florida. I've never stepped foot on the Florida Keys before. This is very like classic Florida beach town though. Like it's giving touristy beach town for sure. But really, I'm a bad Floridian. This doesn't like make me feel any type of way. It's not really a color story that I've been going out of my way to reach for. I think it's fun. I think it's cool, but it's just not my go-to, so I'll let this one go. Oh, one of my other top favorites from them. This is their newer palette, the Witch City Salem. This one came out this Halloween season. Love it. It's giving Sanderson Sisters. It's witchy. It's fun. I love this one. And I also adore the Ghost Town USA. This one's just so like muted and dusty, dingy, and I mean all of those words as compliments. It's so, so, so beautiful. These are definitely ones I reach for literally every spooky season. I love them. Well, that's it for the larger Nomad palettes. All of the other ones are these smaller ones. Well, this is their newest palette. This is the Christmas Markets. It's themed around like German Christmas markets, and it's really, really pretty. Classic Christmas vibes, beautiful shimmers. I really vibe with this one, actually. I think it's quite nice. Oh, the Tokyo Harajuku. This was my first Nomad palette ever. It was gifted to me from a friend years ago, and I've held on to it for years just because of sentiment, but they've improved a lot since then. I feel like these iridescent shimmers used to be the main reason I kept them, but this is a pretty common thing with brands nowadays, even this brand specifically. These pastels are just not my go-to. This was once a cherished thing in my collection, and now it can just be a fond memory. Here was last year's Polar Express palette. Oh, it's just so cute. Just classic wintry vibes. This one just tugs at my heartstrings. I feel like I have to keep this one again. The Chicago Speakeasy. This one has always felt like holiday glam to me. There's just something about it. I really, really like the colors in here. I think it's quite nice. Oh, the Okavango Safari. I actually used this in a use it or lose it style video this year just to kind of refresh my brain, give it another go, see how I feel about it or if I wanted to declutter it. And I was in love. This was so much fun to play with again. Definitely want to keep this one. Oh, the New Zealand Stargazing. This one's really pretty. This one's always given like galaxy leggings. 2010s vibes with the galaxy colors with the purple blue. I just feel like, I don't know. I do think this is pretty, but it also has a few too many beiges for my preference. And there's other palettes in my collection that have like a blue, pink, purple sort of vibe. I don't think I need to keep this one. I still love the Royal Europe, just beautiful jewel tones. Honestly, like, I feel like having this palette is kind of what prompted me to ditch that Bella Beauté bar one, because this is just so good. These multi-chromes, these rich tones, beautiful. The America's Parks is such a cutie. Such a cutie. I feel very fond of this one, but this is another one of those examples where I really haven't touched it in the last couple years, so I think it may be time to let this one go. As much as I appreciate it, it just isn't being appreciated. The Whistler Snow Lodge is one of my favorite winter palettes they've ever done. There's just something so aesthetically pleasing about this. I adore this with every fiber of my being. Forever a keep. The Fuji 5 Lakes, this was their like autumnal palette, I want to say last year. And I think it's so pretty. I love kind of the primary colors of the red, blue, yellow, but in a very muted way. Very, very pretty. I had fun revisiting this one this year. Oh my gosh, the Iceland Fire and Ice. This is one of my favorites from them. I just love this. I love the combination of the warm and cool. This was definitely my first like major favorite from them, and it was my favorite for a very long time. And I do still quite enjoy it. I think it's beautiful. And last but certainly not least is the Hudson Valley. Just very classic autumn. Very in your face, very fall. I always feel compelled to reach for this one every autumn season. It's just, oh, it's beautiful. Such a beautiful one. Let's do a quicker one this time. My Singe Beauty palette. Singe Beauty started coming out with eyeshadow palettes this year, and I love them. I'm keeping all three. The Galactic Visitor was their first palette. So pretty. I really, really like these colors. I like the rich jewel tones. I love the shimmers. Their shimmers are really pretty. They're very sparkly, wet looking. The second one they did was the Agate Temptation. Oh, beautiful. Just like rich, warm, yummy. I love the combination of those hot tones with the greens. Stunning. Their most recent launch is the Paisley Hoot. So pretty. I really, really vibe with this. It's like spicy neutrals, really beautiful shimmers. I really enjoy just all the different tones that are in here. It is so, so pretty. My Diverune palettes. I feel like this is another one of those brands where they really just keep improving time and time again. And I love to see it. I honestly think I may be keeping all of these because they really just have gotten so good. Well, I have the Dewdrops and Dewdrops Part 2. I think I referenced this one earlier when I was talking about iridescent shades. These are just perfect little all shimmer companion palettes that just have the prettiest like shifts and iridescent tones. These are such good staple topper palettes. We have the Witch of the Wildflower and the Warlock of the Wood. These are such cutie little 9 pans. I think these are such fun color stories. I really, really vibe with these. I love that this one's so muted and this one was so bright. They're very fun, and I love a witchy theme. These were kind of dual collaboration palettes between the owner of the brand, M. Jones, and Lee Altringer on Instagram. Just such fun palettes. The Magnetic Mineralia. This is my favorite one that they've done. I love this. This was in collaboration with Andromeda on Instagram, and they just killed it. It is such a cool color story. I love the murky tones with the purples, with the taupes. It's so aesthetically pleasing, and these shimmers are so special. I also really vibe with their Gloomy Gardens palette. I think this one is just set up so beautifully. I love, love, love these tones. The Smitten palette, this one was made for me. Like, I love a holiday theme, and I am a cat lady. And this is like a cat-themed Valentine's palette. These beautiful, beautiful shimmers at the bottom. The pink, purple, gray sort of color story. It's kind of giving like old school Hot Topic a little bit. I love. And last is their most recent launch. This is the Bizarre Botanicals. Really like this one too. It's so bright and fun and punchy. It's like witches ingredients. It's just, it's so cool. So cool. I love these different marbled shades that are in here. Absolutely stunning. Next are my Lunar Beauty palettes. And I feel like some of these are definitely ones that I need to really reflect on. Have I reached for them in the last few years? Because unfortunately, not a lot of these I have. I think they're great. These were very classic in my collection for a long time, but they're just not the ones I'm gravitating toward. Like the Eternal Eclipse, the packaging is just so incredibly cool, but I couldn't tell you the last time I reached for this one. So I think it may be time to let this one go. Oh, and same with the Strawberry Dream. I just haven't really felt compelled to reach for these ones as of late. I feel like maybe there's just other formulas in my collection that I vibe with more, even though these are pretty. And even like some of their newer palettes, I feel like they've stepped up, which I do not have all of Lunar Beauty's palettes. I have a very small select few compared to what they have. But yeah, I really haven't reached for this one a whole lot either. Oh, the Siren Sunset. Oh, this is so pretty, but it's that same thing where like I have other oceany themes with this sort of color story that I just like more. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised at myself that I bought this one because it is very like half neutral, half ocean, which I think is unique and fun. But I only want to reach for a very small portion of this palette. There's a few too many beiges. Surprised I've made it this far in the video without giving the rant about how I am personally running the war against beige. Usually I can excuse one in a palette because I understand that it holds a lot of value for some people having a beige, but for me, it's just not my thing. And especially if there's multiple beiges, it irks me. Okay, the Moon Shroom is still so special to me. I do still love this one. I think it's so rich, it's so earthy, so grungy. Definitely keeping. And you can never pry these ones out of my hands. The Moonspell palettes, I will keep these until the day I die. They are just works of art. I love them. So this is the original Moonspell. Opens like a book. It's all like witchy themes. I love these different colors. Yes, one of my shades is completely broken. It's gotten old, but I will keep this forever. And then same with the Moonspell Volume 2. Holding out hope they one day do a Volume 3. I'd love to see that. But like a pink purple sort of color story. So fun, so pretty. All right, let's do Kaleidos next. Once upon a time, the Flower Punk was one of my favorite palettes in my whole collection. And this is about to be crazy, but I have not reached for this in such a long time. It's like this was such a solid favorite for like a year. And then I just kind of forgot about it. I don't know what happened, but I haven't reached for this one. And I frankly have other palettes I'd rather use at this point. It's such a cool color story, but because I haven't reached for it, I think it's time to let this one go. Okay, future Betty Jean here. I think I was crazy making that proclamation. This is the only time I'm gonna insert myself in this video and undeclutter something, but I don't think it's fair to declutter this one yet. I think what I need to do is put it in a future like Throwback Thursdays or even a use it or lose it style video, play with it again. Like I love this palette and I want to play with it again. So I'm gonna make it a mission to play with this at some point in the future. This is the Club Nebula in collaboration with Angelica, and it's such a cool palette. This was such an iconic release, but I feel like honestly, like with the fact that she has her own brand Singe now, this first palette that she did, the Galactic Visitor, and I'm not gonna sit here and say they're the exact same because I don't think they are, but it's almost like she kind of did similar vibes and like revamped it in a new way. And again, they're not the exact same palette. There's definitely some differences, but I haven't reached for the Kaleidos one in a million years. And I feel like, I don't know, if I want kind of these vibes, this is more likely what I'm gonna reach for. My Futurism palettes though, this is another situation where I will be buried with these. I love these little Futurism palettes so much. I will keep them forever. Do a quick run through of them. There's 7 of these. The Sci-Fi Green palette, kind of like grungy green sort of vibes. And probably with all 7 of these little 6 pans, I probably have similar colors throughout my collection. Do I care? No. These are just works of art. I love these. This one is the Futurism 2 Cyber Bronze. This one is very much the like boring one of the bunch for me personally in my taste, but again, I just love these little palettes. And I actually do try to reach for these from time to time, believe it or not. Futurism 3 Astro Pink. Oh, beautiful. This one, it's really just like the bottom 4 that I care about. The top 2 beiges I could live without, but again, these are just like so sentimental to me. I love them. Futurism 4 VR Neon. This is still objectively a really solid neon palette. I just think it's so cute. My favorite one, Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise. This always just reminds me of old school Taco Bell. I love this color story so incredibly much. These shimmers are extra special too. It's like once they got to this palette, the shimmers got way better. Number 6, Lunar Lavender. Oh man, this one takes me back. I've had these in my collection for such a long time at this point. Oh, those duochrome shimmers are so special. And last but not least, number 7. Oh, such cool packaging. But this one is Sashimi City. Very like neutral leaning with pinky tones, but something about this one is really pretty. I don't know what it is. Let's go with Lethal Cosmetics next. I definitely have quite a few. I have some that are very old. Like the quality is just like, I don't know, it's just not quite as good compared to some of their newer stuff now. They've really amped things up over the years, and I've always liked Lethal, but they really have amped it up. They've come out with really cool collabs as of late. They also just did this whole rebrand thing where they changed their logo and stuff. I don't really know what's gonna be coming from that, but they did that whole thing. But Yeah, anyway, let me figure out what I want to keep. Definitely keeping the Spellcraft. Like, it's a book. Are we kidding? It's a witchy book. I love these murky tones. So pretty. So, so pretty. I do really like the Conjuring palette that they did. It's very like muted and soft. I think the theming is so cool. This may not be like my most go-to color story, but I don't know. Something compels me. Something compels me to keep it. I have the Mellow Grove and the Midnight Serenade. I do think I want to keep these. The Mellow Grove is very pretty, just like soft garden sort of colors. And the Midnight Serenade is kind of like more darker tones, like grungier, more jewel tone sort of shades, but in a muted way. I think these ones are really pretty. I think the Adventure Time one I can let go of. I think it's cool. Like, this packaging is fun. It's like all puffy. It's very cutesy. It's very much the Candy Kingdom, very reminiscent of those kinds of characters with the different shades and stuff, but it's mostly just kind of like a pastel-y brights palette, and I just have other things that I'm more likely to reach for. Good quality, but it's just not the first thing I'm going to be gravitating toward. And I take it back. I have to be realistic with myself. As cool as this Conjuring collab palette is, this just is not my go-to color story. There's multiple beiges in here. We have two very, very pastel colors, which those are fine, I guess. The shimmers are beautiful, but I really don't know how much more I'm gonna reach for this one. I've done a couple looks with it, and I feel like I may have exhausted my creativity with it. The whole point of this is to condense. I can't just keep things because they're cool. Speaking of things that are cool though, definitely keeping my Dexter palette. Like, it's like his blood slides. It's such a cool collab. I love this color story too, though. I love like the reds, the grays. It's so, so pretty. That blood splatter shimmer. This was everything. Definitely also keeping my Avatar The Last Airbender palettes. I just think they did such a good job with this collaboration last year. We have the Fire palette. So, so, so good. The Water palette. Yes, I have a broken shade. That was a casualty when I was trying to pluck a shade out to use it in a BYOP, which I was able to do, but I broke a shade in the process. Whoops. This is the Air palette. This one is probably the one I could live without because it's like, you know, mostly neutral with like a couple pops of color, but I just feel like I have to have the whole set, you know? And the Earth palette is my favorite. I love this palette. It is so, so good. Definitely one of my top favorites they've done. All right, and then I have some of these that are all getting a little bit older. Like this one is the After Dark, I want to say is what it's called. It's just the quality is not quite up to par the way it once was. This is very, very old at this point. It's like 5+ years old. Yeah, I want to say it's probably about 5 years old, which isn't terribly old or anything, but I'm just more likely to reach for other stuff. This quality just isn't quite up there anymore. Same with the Velvet Dusk. As pretty as this is, it's not the same. It's just not the same anymore. So yeah, if I haven't reached for it in a long time, like, it kind of is what it is. Honestly, same with my Teresa's Dead collabs. I really, really like Teresa. I think she's so funny. But I just haven't reached for these in a while, and I just feel like their quality has improved a lot since these collabs. They're very fun. They're very cool. I love the nods to different horror themes, but I haven't been reaching for them, and their quality has gotten so much better now, in my opinion. It's funny how things can be like, I don't know, things can be good for a long time, but then they improve, and then it makes the thing that was once good not seem as good anymore. It's crazy how that works. And then I have these. This one is the Evergreen palette. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this one is the Metamorph. Honestly, these two I feel like still hold up really nicely. I think these are two that I want to keep. These still feel very special to me. And then we have the Wildflower. This one's kind of like a pastel-y sort of palette. And then the Nightflower, which is kind of like a purpley sort of themed palette. And both of these are really pretty. And I feel like the quality's still decent on these, but I haven't reached for these in a very long time. These ones I at least have reached for. These ones not so much. So I'm gonna let these go as well. Oh, let's do Cosmic Beauty next. Okay. These are some palettes that I'm pretty sure I'm keeping them all. I just love these with my entire soul. I think they just have really great variety. This is the Gothic palette. This is their small one, kind of like a purpley theme. It's so cute. The Winter Wonderland is such a classic, perfect winter palette. It is beautiful. Cosmic Beauty has such amazing quality. Their mattes are so blendable and easy to work with, and their shimmers are just gorgeous. This is the Muse. This was my top favorite from them for a long time. It honestly might still be my top favorite. There's just something so special about it. A while back, they did the Nude Trolls and Cool Trolls. The Cool Trolls is like a very cool toned, like very blue based palette with some pops of like cool tone neutral. And then the neutrals is kind of like earthy tones. So beautiful. I really love this one too. It's so special. The smolder they did recently, and this was to kind of like fill in the gap between the neutrals and the cool trolls, lean a little bit more into the actual neutral. This one's more like gray toned with some more like softer, cooler tone neutrals in there. I like the multi-chromes, the pop of like baby pink and bluish gray. I actually brought this one with me to Warped Tour weekend recently, and it was like the perfect like smoky palette for me. The Sinister was their Halloween release last year. It came in like a Halloween mystery box, and it's so fun. There's like this clear glossy shade down here at the bottom called Ghost, which I just think is so funny. Oh, the Undergrowth. This is one of my top favorites from them. This one is so beautiful, so earthy and green and yummy and just murky. I love it. I love it. Ooh, the Delicious Delights is such a throwback one. Oh, so pretty. Just like very good pastel-y brights palette. Such a good one. The 'Tis the Season was last year's Christmas palette, and it's so pretty. It's so like just bright and fun and jolly. It's giving like colorful Christmas. I love it. Oh, the Serenity though, I may need to let this one go just because I am missing a shade. And part of me, like, I don't know, it makes me sad that I'm missing a shade. I might let this one go. I really haven't felt compelled to reach for this ever since I broke one, which is a bummer. Maybe I'll replace it at some point. There's also these three that are more like in a flip up sort of vibe. So this is the Lovers. Such a romantic sort of theme. I love the tarot theme. It's just perfect. They came out with the Starlight Society recently. This one is very like whimsy goth, very like fortune tellery. It's so whimsical and so pretty. I love this color story. And their most recent launch is the Death palette, another tarot theme. I hope they continue to do tarot themed palettes. This one's so cool. It's kind of like gray into yellowy into red purple. It's such an interesting fun color combo. I really like that row of yellows in the middle. I think that's a cool switch up. I can feel the light at the end of the tunnel. Only a few more stacks of palettes surround me. But next is Fantasy Cosmetica. Big fan. I have my own collab. In case you didn't know, this is my Witch's Familiar palette. I guess we can just talk about her. I love my collab so much. I think it's so special. It's everything I wanted it to be. This altar shade, this marbled shade. I love everything about this. I'm a huge fan, obviously, of this brand, or I wouldn't have made a collab with them. I'm keeping every single one of these. I think they just put so much thought and care into them, and I just love them. And I can't believe I got to do a collab with them recently. It's crazy. I guess there are other ones that are similar size. They're just horizontal instead of vertical. This is the Cradled in Ice palette. Very pretty, just like soft, cool toned wintry vibes. And this one is the Enchanted Autumn. This was a collaboration with Amanda from Makeup Just for Fun. Yes, the same Amanda that I got to do an Odin's Eye collab with also. We're just collab sisters forever. So pretty. This was their larger palette. This was the Harvest of Souls. This was their spooky launch last year. And it's honestly just such a pretty one. So rich, so delicious. Their mattes are so incredibly pigmented and blendable, and their shimmers are so striking, so beautiful. And then we have all of their class palettes. They're all a different like theme, like a different class, you know. This is their newest palette. This is the Artificer. It's very like spicy, neutral, steampunky. It's so cool. This one is the Wizard. I love this one. The like beautiful blues with those pops of like soft banana yellow. This one's the Fighter. It's very much like a mixed metals sort of vibe. It's very cool. The Rogue palette. Oh, this was one of their first palettes. Like they've recently switched to more of this like stained glass sort of packaging. This is such an old one, such a classic one. So pretty. The Bard is such a good kind of like autumnal palette. I love these colors. They're so rich. The Druid is their first palette ever. I just have a newer version of it with the newer packaging, but aside from my own collab, obviously, this is my favorite one. I just think it is so pretty. I love these grungy tones. The Monk is such a cool release. This one came out earlier this year. This one's much more like yellowy orange, sunflowery sort of vibes. I love the different marbled shimmers. Stunning. The Ranger is a cool one too that came out earlier this year. This one's kind of like a orangey green sort of vibe. I think it's very cool. And last but not least is the Sorcerer. Oh, this is another older one. Such a throwback. Kind of like a tealy, pinky purple sort of color story. It's very cute. Let's do Melt Cosmetics next. I cherish my Melt Cosmetics palettes. I don't own every single one, but I do have a large variety of them. I think they're Just so cool. They come out with really cool themes. I think their vibe and aesthetic is really cool. I may have some though that I can maybe let go of, ones that I just haven't been reaching for. Because again, if I'm going by my rule of like, have I reached for it in such and such years, maybe you should let it go. Well, my most recent one I bought myself is the Edward Scissorhands. I love this. I think it's really beautiful. I think they really stepped up the shimmers in this one. It is absolutely stunning. I also recently got myself the Melt Welcome to Derry palette. I'm a big It fan. I think it's very cool. And I do like this color story. I think it's cute. It's very like carnival clown, very autumnal. I think it's fun. I have the Smoke Sessions Volume 1 and Volume 2. Here's the Volume 1. It's kind of like teals and bronzy golds. And then the Smoke Sessions Volume 2 is like a purpley palette. But remember earlier when I said the Bella Vitae Bar D'Andre Nicole Ultraviolet palette is the purple palette? I really do stand by that. I haven't reached for this since I first bought it for myself. Like I played with it a couple times and I bought myself the Smoke Sessions Volume 2 alongside of it. I just haven't reached for these. I'm also not a smoker. Not that you have to be a smoker to have these palettes, but I don't have like a care about the theme either. So I think I can let these go. Okay, the She's in Party still feels really special to me. I bought this for myself during COVID times as a birthday present to myself, and I still really love her. I haven't reached for her in a long time though, so I think I'm gonna make this a big priority to put this in a Throwback Thursday at some point. And I do really crave these tones in winter, so hopefully within the next month or two, that'll happen. The Halloween Town and Christmas Town palettes are some of my top favorites. I just think they are so pretty. The Halloween Town one always reminds me of like Sally's Stitches. I think it's so, so pretty. And the Christmas Town one always reminds me of the What's This scene. And it's so, so cute. Like it looks like Christmas lights dancing on the snow. I love these. I'm a big Nightmare Before Christmas fan, obviously. I love these Beetlejuice palettes so much. One of my friends gave them to me when she didn't want them in her collection anymore. And even though these are getting very old, I will cherish these forever. The Recently Deceased and The Waiting Room. And these are actually ones I try to revisit every spooky season. And then we have the longer classic long boys. This one is the Gemini 2. So, so pretty. I love just these grungy, gardeny sort of tones. I think they're really, really pretty. I haven't reached for this one in a while, but I'm gonna try to make it a mission. The 420 I also think is really, really pretty. It's kind of like grungy fall tones, but like with a neon-y twist. It's so cool. So, so cool. The Rust is beautiful. It very much looks like a rusty palette, very like orangey, yellowy, sunflowery. And as I'm saying that, now I'm thinking about the Monk palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. And if I'm being honest, if I'm gonna reach for a color story like that, that's probably the one I'm gonna reach for. So I think I can let the rest go. This isn't like my go-to kind of color story anyway. The Gemini is forever a favorite. Just absolutely stunning. I love these tones. I've had this for 5 million years and I will keep it forever. I love this. I love it so much. One of my top favorites in my collection. The Muerte is also such a classic favorite. Love, love, love this one. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, the Millennial Pinks is one I genuinely have not reached for in such a long time. I could not tell you the last time I reached for this. I still think it's a cool color story. I love those kind of bluey grays with the soft pinks, but I don't reach for this one, so I'm gonna let this one go. The Fatally Yours from Bailey Sarian. I bought this on sale last year, I wanna say. And I'm surprised I haven't reached for it more. I think I will keep this one and try to make it a mission to play with it more, but if by next year I haven't really played with it a lot more, I might let this one go. But it is a really cool color story. And last is the Mary Jane palette. And I feel like for a cool tone neutral palette, this one is just so, so good. I don't reach for it very often because I just don't reach for neutrals in general very often, but this is such a great grungy cool tone neutrals palette. I want to keep it. All right, let's go Colourpop next. I don't have a million. Colourpop has probably come out with approximately a million. I don't have that many, but I have some. The Rudolph palette from a few years back is just like such a classic Christmas palette. This one just tickles me. I just love this one. The Beach Dream and Lilo and Stitch palette from this year isn't a bad palette. I actually had fun with it, but I just don't really see myself revisiting this one a whole lot. It's just, I don't know, a little unremarkable. This Tangled palette really wasn't my favorite. I feel like it's just a little lackluster. I don't know, I feel like even the darkest shades in the palette are a little sheer. I want more oomph out of this one, and that just doesn't give it to me. Ooh, a classic favorite is the Nightmare Before Christmas one. This one just always reminds me of like 2000 scene kid. Hot Topic sort of vibes. It's so pretty. I really like this one a lot still, and I do reach for it on occasion. My Twilight palettes are my favorites from Colourpop ever. I adore them with my entire soul. Like, this looks like the first movie. It's so, so pretty. And then the New Moon palette looks like the New Moon movie. They got the vibes and the aesthetics so, so well. I really hope they continue to do the other movies eventually. This Toy Story one was okay. It's like pretty much exactly what I would have expected a Toy Story palette to be. It's kind of like half neutral, half colorful, and that's pretty reminiscent of the movie. But I don't know. It's just, it doesn't wow me. I don't need to keep this one. Okay, but the Frosty the Snowman palette I do still think is so cute. We have a little bit of a broken guy. No. That's okay. He can just be squished into place. Very soft, wintry, very cutesy. But I definitely have other soft, cutesy, wintry palettes that I'm more likely to reach for. I think I can let this one go. And honestly, same with my Rudolph palette. I have other Christmassy palettes that I'm more likely to reach for. Like, I love Rudolph. It's so cutesy, but I don't need to keep it just for the sake of keeping it. I got myself the Shrek palette recently, and it's very cute. I love these swampy, murky tones. Do I have these in my collection 1,000 times over? Yes. But this is actually a really good palette. I feel like this and the Twilight palettes are some of the best formula-wise I've ever used from them. I think this one's pretty great, and I'm gonna keep it. And then I have the How the Grinch Stole Christmas palette. They just sent this over to me recently. And I do think it's pretty cute. Like, could it scream more Grinch and be more green? Yeah, sure. But I think the quality is really nice. I've played with it a couple times and I do enjoy it. I think I will keep this one around. I think I will keep this one around. Literally only keeping like 5 palettes, so I think I can justify it. I have these 2 SugarPill palettes, such classics, the Fun Size and then the Fun Size 2. These are kind of like pastel neons. Like, if you build them up, they're very vibrant and intense, but you can also wear them more sheer and more pastel-y. I've had these for a very long time though, and I just feel like I have other palettes that I like more. I know, that's kind of crazy. Like, these are such classic SugarPill palettes, but I feel like I've gotten a lot of love from them over the years, and I have other things I'm more likely to reach for at this point in my makeup journey. I have this Salem Cosmetics one in Ghostly Glam. I do think the color story is really pretty. I will say the mattes were a little dry for me to work with, so it just wasn't my top favorite. The shimmers are gorgeous, but I don't know, the mattes just weren't my absolute favorite, so I'll let this one go. Okay, this is the By Us Garden Busters palette. This feels like a fever dream. It's definitely very like in your face, almost Nickelodeon-esque. This is actually the sister brand to Odin's Eye. They came out with this like, I don't know, a year or more ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know how long this has been around. And they've done nothing else with this brand ever since. So I don't know if they're going to, but I really haven't thought about this palette a whole lot ever since it came out, so I think I'll let this one go. I have these 2 Beauty Bay palettes. The Age of Opulence, I think it's time to let this one go. I have other blue, purple sort of color stories, and I have not reached for this in years. It's a beautiful palette, but I just haven't reached for it. And then the Wilderness palette, this is such a classic one. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I haven't reached for this one in a long time either, but I remember loving this one. I think this is another one I'm going to keep and really try to make it a priority to use it again soon. And by soon, I just mean at some point in the near or distant future. All right, Ace Beauté. This is one of those brands that used to be like one of my top favorites of all time, and they've kind of fallen off. I know they were doing like this rebrand at one point. They'd like discontinued pretty much all of their palettes. I don't really know if they're even doing anything right now anymore. But I definitely have some palettes that have just kind of been sitting around, like the Aura and Envy. I don't think I've really played with these much ever since they came out forever ago. I think they're really pretty color stories, especially this one, but I just haven't really reached for them, so I think I can let these go. The Oceanic is such a classic one, like one of the first like oceany themes that I ever had in my collection, and I still think it's so pretty, but at this point, again, I definitely have other oceany ones that I'm gravitating toward more. I actually have reached for this like here and there over the years, like even as it's gotten older, but I have other oceany themes that are just a quality that I prefer more. This one's quite old. The Flare palette. This was my #1 favorite for a very long time. This is such an old palette in my collection. And honestly, the Fearless Holiday from Dede's Signature is so similar to this that kind of takes this one out of the running. Ever since I got that palette last year, I haven't really thought about this one anymore. So what was once a top favorite is now a memory. Man, am I about to get rid of all of these? My goodness. This one's the Nostalgia palette, very punchy, kind of summery. I also have the Tropical Vibes, which is very like earthy, grungy, which is absolutely stunning. And then I have the Ambiance palette, which is very like fall vibes, but I really haven't reached for these in a long time. And I feel like I have these vibes in other palettes in formulas that I don't know, kind of prefer. These have just kind of gotten old over the years. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm letting all of these go. I guess on the topic of ocean themed palettes I can let go of, I think I can let go of my final Menagerie palette, the Whale Song. I don't think I've really reached for this once in the last year that I kept it around, so I think that's a sign. I have other ocean palettes I like better. I have these three from Glamlight. Glamlight is pretty hit or miss for me in the palettes that I've tried over the years, but these three have always been pretty good quality. This is the Crazy in Love Chucky palette. Very like grungified, romantic date night sort of palette. But I haven't reached for this in at least a year or two. So I think I'm gonna let this one go. I will, however, be keeping my Breaking Dawn palettes. I love my Twilight palettes. This is the Team Jacob, very like earthy, wolfy, so beautiful. And the Team Edward, very vampy, yummy, delicious, and these formulas are beautiful. Out of all the Glamlight palettes I've tried, these are by far my favorite. I have some Clarity Cosmetics ones. I've been playing around with this brand over this last year. This is their newest palette that I have. This is the Other Side palette, and I love it so much. I think these colors are so beautiful. I love this one. I also really like the Croc and the Cobra. The Croc is kind of like grungy greens, and then the Cobra is more like blue, green, mustardy. I do love this one. I think I'm gonna keep this one, but I feel like the Croc one, I definitely have these colors again and again in my collection. The I Love Coffee, I think is a fun theme with the coffee theme, but it's just far too neutral heavy for me. The shimmers are gorgeous. The shimmers steal the show with this palette, but there's a few too many beiges for my preference, so this just isn't my go-to neutral palette. And the Clarity Rain, I don't mind at all. I think it's a really nice kind of sunsetty palette, but if I'm gonna play with sunsetty vibes, it's gonna be that Jolie Beauty Aussie palette any day of the week. I have these three from Titanium Foxes. I discovered this brand this year. They're very, very cool. This is the Grackle Chat. It's so pretty. I love these tones. I find these color stories just to be so, so interesting. This one's the Hidden Piece, and the quality is just beautiful, just rich, colorful. The shimmers are stunning. And this one's the Poppy Storm. Very just like grungified. Like, look at that shimmer in the middle. So transformative. I definitely want to keep these around and just kind of see what else this brand gets up to. Speaking of seeing what brands get up to, this is Chokehold Cosmetics. This is actually the owner of Unearthly Cosmetics' cousin coming out with this brand. And this was their first palette, and it's so pretty. I feel like it's very just like classic smoky vibes. In a nitpicky way, I do wish the blush duo was separate from the palette itself, but the quality in here is really, really nice. And I want to keep this one around and just kind of see what else this brand gets up to as well. I have my Sigma palettes here. This one's the Angela Bright collab. I still think this color story is really, really pretty. Very like jewel toned, earthy neutrals. And I really love Angela. I think I will keep this palette. I think this is a really good, just kind of earthy neutral palette. I do think I can let these ones go though, just because I haven't reached for them. So clearly I don't need them, but this is the Cool Neutrals. And I just feel like the nude trolls from Cosmic Beauty is kind of similar-ish vibes, so I'm more likely to reach for that. And then the Cinderella palette, I still think is really, really pretty, but I genuinely haven't reached for this in such a long time, so I think I can let this one go too. The Blueberry Muffin from BH Cosmetics, I actually used this in a Throwback Thursdays video, and it was so much fun to revisit. This is an absolute keep. I feel like this palette still holds up really well over these years. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I have this Alter Ego Mist Haven palette. I believe this is a dupe for something Huda Beauty, but I couldn't tell you the name of it. I kept this last year just thinking like this is a pretty solid like cooler tone neutrals palette. I haven't reached for this even one singular time. I feel like I just have other palettes like from Cosmic Beauty and stuff like that that I'm more likely to reach for, so I'll let this one go. I also have these from MVA Cosmetics, and the quality's fine on these. The shimmers are pretty. We have the Black Hat Society. This one's the Enchanted Elixir, all purple palette, and I know you know what I'm gonna say. I already have the ultimate purple palette. This one's the Cursed Moon. This one is my favorite of the bunch. I like these kind of moody blue tones with the pops of warmth. I think that's really pretty. The Moonlight Realm is just kind of a green-based palette, obviously. These are just fine. I feel like they were fun to play with, but they don't really stand out amongst the other things in my collection. I have my two Black Moon Cosmetics palettes, the Urban Myth. It's getting a little old, but I still love her. I played with this earlier this year again, and I had so much fun. It's still so pretty. And then this one's the Cat's Meow. The cat theme, the grungy colorful. I just love it. I love it. I have a couple Game Beauty ones. This is the Street Fighter palette. I feel like the quality of Game Beauty stuff is fine, but I just have other stuff I prefer, you know? This one's a little bulky. It's not the first thing I'm thinking of. These were some of their first palettes ever. Actually, I think the Adventure palette was their first one ever, which I kind of wish they would get back to these style palettes. I still think they're really cute. Oh, this one feels so nostalgic to like look at and hold. This one I have not reached for in a long time, but I do think I want to keep it. Like these marbled shades are so pretty. I'm not the biggest pressed glitter person, but it is a pretty glitter. I feel like I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to try to make it a mission to revisit these. And this is the Fantasy palette. This one's more like soft, like wintry, whimsical vibes. And really, I don't think I need to keep this one. I feel like I have other palettes I'm more likely to reach for that have a similar vibe. So I'll let that one go, but I do feel like I want to keep their OG classic Adventure palette. It's so cute. I have some Cleona palettes here. Definite keep is the Oceano palette. Just perfection. Love this palette with my entire soul. One of my top favorites in my whole collection. Then we have some shimmery palettes. This is the Light Scatters. This was in collaboration with Bad to the Brow. It's just like really pretty reflective shimmers. Like you can kind of see as I shift it around, like how those different shadows move. I also have the On Topper the World. This is kind of like a glitzy, rainbowy, multi-chromy sort of palette. So pretty. And I also have the Deep Sea Treasures palette, which just has like really beautiful shifty shimmers in them. Honestly, the main reason I'm going to keep all three of these is because I'm pretty sure all three of these are magnetic and very easy for me to pluck and use in my little Instagram build your own palettes. The Dragon Fruit palette, however, from Emily Violet Marie, I just have not reached for this in such a long time. I may have plucked a shade or two out for a build your own palette over the years, but like my palette's falling apart. I don't really reach for this one anymore. I think it may be time to let that one go. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but last but not least, we are on the final brand, Wicked Widow Beauty. And they have some palettes that I absolutely love. Like the Tales of Terror, A Haunting is an absolute keep. I think this is so beautiful, just like classic Halloween vibes. Love. I also do love their Scissorhands 2 palette, but I do just feel like I haven't been reaching for this one. I feel like I have other wintry sort of palettes that I prefer. And I mean, the quality from Wicked Widow is great, but I just haven't reached for this one in a long time. And speaking of haven't reached for in a long time, these three little mini palettes, I think they're so cute. Like the Lovesick palette, like these are such good little minis. This is the Tea Time. Very like Alice in Wonderland-esque. And then the Graveyard Smash, another kind of classic Halloween. I don't reach for these, so there's no reason for me to hang on to them. The Crow is a definite keep. This is so pretty. Love it. It's so just like gray, gothy, pops of red. It is so beautiful. And again, the quality is amazing. The American Psycho, I may be able to let go of though. This one came out earlier this year, also officially licensed, but the half neutral, half colorful. It's tough because the quality is amazing. I love American Psycho so much, but this just isn't going to be a go-to palette for me. I just know it. And last is the Resurrection. I think this is a very, very well done, vibrant palette. But I have other colorful palettes and I haven't reached for this in the last basically since it came out. So because I haven't felt compelled to reach for it, I don't think I need to keep it around anymore. But wow, that was a lot. I actually have the biggest pile of decluttered things in front of me. I think I did better than I expected. So I'm gonna count those and get you back with my totals. I impressed myself with this one. I did way better than I expected. I started with 331. I thought it would be a miracle if I got even close to 250. Like I was thinking 80 was a very presumptuous goal, but I ended up decluttering 104. So I am left with 227. I think that's great. I got rid of some stuff that I just wasn't really gravitating toward or things that I just wasn't super vibing with anymore. And now I just have such a clearer vision of what I do have and what I love and what I'm excited about. Some things that I'm excited to pull back into Throwback Thursdays and stuff like that. So that feels really great. Really, really great. For those of you who are visual, here is the picture of all 331 things that I started with. Here are the 104 things that I ended up decluttering. And here is the picture of all 227 things that I am keeping. This was a really good finale, I think. I hope you've enjoyed this makeup collection and declutter series for 2025. Thank you so much for watching. It was so much fun just sitting here and looking at all of the eyeshadow palettes. I feel like I can breathe again. You can't see any of my shelves around me. I know I posted some before and afters of what my shelves looked like before and now. It's so nice. It's so nice. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I know exactly what I have. And really now that the whole makeup collection and declutter series is over for the year, I just feel so re-excited about my makeup. I'm so re-excited about the things that I already own. Obviously, it's just part of my job to try new things and play with new things and test things out for you and to give you inspiration and things like that. But I do always, I feel like year after year, get a little bit pickier about what I continue to add into my collection. Like, for instance, right now, like there's just very few things that I feel like will add to my collection. And I do want to continue to be mindful of that as I go into the new year. Like on one hand, I do want to continue playing with and trying new things, especially for you guys to help you make your informed decisions. But I also want to just embrace and love the things that I already own. So definitely going to be keeping that in mind going forward. But I would love to hear your thoughts. What did you think of the palettes I talked about today? What are your favorite palettes in your collection? I would love to know. If you made it to the end of this video, leave your favorite animal emoji. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I'm battybean over there. And you can also subscribe if you want to see more videos. You're also welcome to hop over to my second channel, linked in my description box if you want additional content. And also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep watching, I'll pop a similar one on the screen. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.